Greetings, free thinkers. Welcome to the Hoggcast. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing fine. I certainly am. Okay, what do we have for you on today's episode? I have for you one clip to watch. Bit of a strange one. It is a Canadian journalist. A clip has surfaced from this man who has been saying some exceptionally, how should we say, spicy things about those who chose not to get the coof jab, the upteen coof boosters that was all demanded of the people. Of course, it turned out that it wasn't really effective at all, but that's a different topic. So this man here, he makes some rather ludicrous suggestions that those who didn't get the poke should be subjected to something akin to the final solution. I'm sure you know what I mean. Any even half student of history knows what the final solution is. Now there is some talk that it was a spoof, it was a prank. I can't 100% rule that out. I have looked into it. It doesn't look as if it's a prank because, and I'll show you this, the man in question has actually locked his Twitter account. Now if it was a spoof, a prank, you would just come out and say, hey look, I'm sorry, this was just a spoof, it was a prank that got out of hand. That hasn't happened. Instead, he has locked down his Twitter profile, which is usually something journalists do when they've been caught out doing something like this. So we'll jump into the video now. You've got to hear for yourself what this guy's got to say. Bearing in mind, I'm not 100% sure if it is legit, but I am about 90% sure it is. But you can make up your own mind on it. Sorry, my voice is there's something wrong with my throat. So we'll jump into the video now. If you haven't yet though, please like the video, subscribe to the Hoggcast, hit the notification bell and share the video around. You can also become a member of the Hoggcast if you so choose. There is a join button next to the sub button. I have 8 amazing, beautiful members who honour and humble me that they support the Hoggcast as they do in our quiet little corner of the internet. Okay, let's go. Okay, so this is Canadian journalist Mark Slapinski appearing to give his bizarro view of what should happen to people like me and you. People who, remember, my body, my you-know-what.
We've had a big problem with anti-vaxxers. And I have a solution to the anti-vaxxer question. And some might even say the final solution to the anti-vaxxer question. Here's what we're going to do. Just to start, we're going to take little stickers and we're going to put them on the houses of all the unvaccinated people. Just so people know who they are and where they live. And if that doesn't work, what we're going to do is take all the unvaccinated people, put them on cattle cars, and ship them off to work camps. Nice, big, powerful work camps, either in Northern Ontario or in Quebec. And here's how this is going to work. We're going to force them to work, free labor, get them to build this stuff, and segregate them. So it's killing multiple birds with one stone. Not only are we taking these dirty, disgusting, unvaccinated people and removing them from society, but we're also using them to work for us. And we can even loot them and use their assets to fund other parts of society. Now, the way this will work is that they can leave at any time, as long as they are vaccinated. And I think it's a brilliant idea. I think it's the one thing that as a society we could do to solve the problem, to solve people just not wanting to get vaccinated. I've tried everything. I've tried talking with them. I've tried being nice to them. I can tell you that doesn't work.
What do you mean you've tried talking to them? Why do people need to listen to you, journalist? Right? It's just, I find it just unbelievable. Like I say, we don't, there's talk online about whether this is a spoof or not. I don't think it is. He's locked down his account. It doesn't sound like a spoof after everything that we have seen from the left, the way that they behave, the way that they overreact. It doesn't seem like a spoof to me, okay? We've seen them on numerous occasions make other comments in a similar vein to this. Even mainstream politicians have been saying things not quite as bluntly as what this man is saying, but words in the same vein, okay? Just unbelievable, isn't it?
The only thing that works with these dirty, unvaccinated people is maximum pressure. You got to keep that pressure on. And if it means labeling them...
And that's something that the left do understand. The left absolutely understand pressure. That's one that they assimilate not just people, but organisations, companies, especially the public sector, NGOs and the like, anything that relies on taxpayer money. See, the people that this man's demonising, this guy obviously he's never worked a day in his life. He doesn't have calloused hands, if you know what I mean. He's a journalist, right? A mainstream media journalist, and yet he's telling you where he's going to put you to work, right? Just unbelievable, isn't it? I'm trying to think of. Normally, I get into my flow when I make videos, as you know, but I'm genuinely speechless. I've been left speechless by this person. Well, let's play it again.
We've had a big problem with anti-vaxxers, and I have a solution to the anti-vaxxer question. And some might even say the final solution to the anti-vaxxer question. Here's what we're going to do. Just to start, we're going to take little stickers and we're going to put them on the houses of all the unvaccinated people, just so people know.
Isn't it funny how the left, who call everyone else fascist and Nazi this and Nazi that, isn't it funny how they're always the very first ones to resort to behaviours and stratagems that they used, right? That the actual fascists used. Isn't that so revealing? And to the lingering question, and it is lingering, right? Is this clip? Did he say this in good faith? And by good faith, I mean, was he being honest about it, or is it a spoof? Right? Now, why would a Canadian journalist, and he is, Mark Slapinski is a Canadian journalist, and we know what they think about people who chose not to get the coof jab. Why would he risk his professional reputation by creating a spoof for what? For what reason? What would he get out of pranking this? Okay, nothing, right? It wouldn't benefit him or his career at all. And I'd like to say about this idea that, because this is a thing about the left, and these journalists have done a very good job of convincing the pros that those of us who chose to not get the coof jab and the 1600 boosters, we're somehow against all vaccines. That's not the case at all. I've been vaccinated against tuberculosis, other such shots I had when I was younger. No problem there, because hey, guess what? The TB vaccine, it works, right? TB is pretty much wiped out here, right? It's virtually non-existent. Can we say the same for the efficacy of the coof jabs and the X number of boosters? I've never needed to get a booster for a TB for TB, okay, right? It's just this one. It's a money-making scheme, okay, and people tune out of it, right? And to suggest that working class people who built Canada or Britain or the United States should be rounded up, right, because they chose not to take something that they've paid for, because the money, the taxpayers' funds, which go to buy all of the doses, come from the very people that he is suggesting should be rounded up, right? It's just unbelievable. It really is sick. It's sick.
Who they are and where they live. And if that doesn't work, what we're going to do is take all the unvaccinated people, put them on cattle cars, and ship them off to work camps. Nice, big, powerful work camps, either in Northern Ontario or in Quebec. And here's how this is going to work. We're going to force them to work, free labor, get them to build this stuff, and segregate them. So it's killing multiple birds with one stone. Not only are we taking these dirty, disgusting, unvaccinated people and removing them from society, but we're also using them to work for us, and we can even loot them. And
who's us? And he says about looting. That's exactly what leftists have been doing to conservatives for years, right? You already are looting us. You use taxpayers' money, and I'm talking specifically about globalist governments here, and you fund crap with it, right? So if you think about it, really, you are looting us already.
Use their assets to fund other parts of society. Now, the way this will work is that...
And Trudeau's doing that also, isn't he? Remember the money that they took without a court order from the truckers? What do you think that money went on? Right, it went into the back pockets of leftists. Probably went to BLM for all I know. You just don't know, do you? Nobody asks these questions. You're certainly not going to get journalists asking these questions. Hey, where did the money that was the truckers that they worked for, right, that politicians who don't work just come along and just took, where did it go? Right? So look, we've heard enough from this guy. Now let's go over to his Twitter feed and take a look at Twitter in general, what they're making of this situation. Okay, so this is Mark Slapinski. This is the Canadian journalist in question. He's a journalist from Toronto. And look, his tweets are now protected. He has locked his account down. This is in response to... Now, the clip in question, this is where I got it from. This doesn't appear to be all that new. I think it's only aired quite recently, but I think it may have been a little bit older. So people, as you can see, are up in the comments debating whether or not it's legit, if it's genuine. I still don't know. It's hard to tell because the leftists in general are so far out there, and they're so cuckoo that you don't immediately disbelieve things like this. That's where we're at now. Maybe 10 years ago you could say, oh come on, that's ridiculous. But where we are as a Western society now, it's not like that. So, the Plymouthian says, I believe both of these accounts belong to this journalist. The video is genuine. So that's him himself. And there he is. You people are so dumb. It's an old video. And you keep saying, this is what I mean, it's quite old. So this is him basically admitting that it is real. It is real. Yeah, look. It's an old video and you guys keep sharing it as if I made it yesterday. It's not about whether you made it yesterday or not. That's irrelevant. Right, what is relevant is that these thoughts are in your head. This is what you want to do to people. Right? It doesn't... Hey, look. The Second World War was, what, 80, 90 years ago? 70 years ago? Right? You leftists still keep bringing that up. You bring up the transatlantic slave trade. Right? It doesn't bother you. You'll bring things up from 400 years ago. Right? But we're not allowed to mention things that you say, that you think, that you want to do to people. That is not only within living memory. It was just a matter of months ago. Right? Honestly, I don't regret putting it up, he says. I successfully peed off some of the stupidest people on the planet. You, sir, are a scumbag. He's just too far gone, really, just too far gone. I mean, and it's the fact that someone like this who's actually suggesting that a group of people should be subjected to the final solution. He's not only allowed to keep his Twitter profile, but he hasn't been fired. He hasn't been cancelled. It's unbelievable, isn't it? But I suppose we're finding out in real time that this isn't a spoof. I wasn't 100% sure. I must have missed this one here. So as we're recording, I'm discovering in real time this clearly is not a spoof. See, look, people saying it's got to be a spoof. I don't think it is. Look, if only. Afraid it's not. It's not a spoof. I thought it was as well. It clearly isn't. Just despicable, isn't it? Remember, these are the people that you live next to in society. That's what leftists think of you. That's what they're prepared to do to you. It's bad, isn't it? Right? But yet, the entire wheels of government, the machinery of government, is aimed at conservatives. We're told that conservatives are supposed to be the biggest threat to society. I don't think so. I really don't think so. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments section below. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.